Welcome to the Tower Update. I'm Daniel Whittington, your host. Today I'm going to start with a whiskey and end with a poem. And in between, I'm going to tell you about a bunch of classes that you should be coming to check out. Now, first things first. This is Mackmyra, and I'm probably pronouncing this incorrectly, Mackmyra Whisky. This is a Swedish single malt. This is the first whiskey produced by Mackmyra. They opened in 1999 by several friends who are trying to figure out how come there's no single malt whiskey in Sweden. And so they decided to solve that problem. So it's aged in toasted Swedish oak. It's aged, this one specifically, I think it's 50 feet underground in a mine. And I'm not going to pronounce it correctly, so I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of it. But it took me, because they don't distribute, I reached out to them. It took me, I think, 6 or 8 months to figure out how to get one of these. And one of our students, and a good friend of the Academy, Colleen Brace, was down on a vacation and in a gift shop that was selling whiskey and found a bottle or 3 and knew that I was looking for it and brought them back to the Academy as a gift. So, hot dang, thank you, Colleen. Now, here's the weird thing about it, because I'm not just going to sit here looking at this bottle. I must have some. Here's the thing about Mackmyra. I don't know what they did to it, but it smells extremely fruity and floral, and it has a heavy herb kind of vibe. And if I was drinking it without knowing what I was drinking, there's a very good chance that I would assume that I was drinking gin. Now, if you don't like gin, I know that's probably going to be disappointing for you. Yeah, it reminds me of a barrel-aged gin. It's good. It's very good. It's unlike any single malt whiskey I've ever tried before. And just for pure curiosity's sake, someday I plan on making a martini, a gin dirty 4-olive martini, but replacing the gin with Mackmyra whiskey just to see what happens. I'll report back with the results later. So that brings me to a class we have coming up September 19th and 20th, which is the next Whiskey Sommelier Level 1 course. Now, I bring this up for a couple of reasons. We've been talking about who should be at this course, and we're working on redoing parts of the website. We had initially launched this thing with a focus on people within the whiskey industry, bartenders, whiskey reps, restaurant owners, anybody who deals with alcohol or selling alcohol in their day-to-day life. And we've had several amazing classes, and we've got some incredible sommeliers on our list now. But the more we talked about this, the more we realized, man, you know who really needs to be doing this? Anybody who works with a high-end clientele who has the ability to spend money and needs to create magical and memorable events. If you own a jewelry store, if you are a consultant working with any kind of business where you're going to try to do events for clients, you need to come to the whiskey school and become a whiskey sommelier. Period. Even if you only take the level 1 course, what this is going to teach you to do is create truly amazing experiences for people that don't involve selling them on anything. It just creates a story. Right? Imagine if you're a consultant and you're trying to reach out to a host of new business owners in town. If you try to create an event where you convince them to work with you, that's like giving someone a free breakfast as long as they listen to your pitch about condo sales in Hawaii. That's no fun. Imagine instead if you sent an invitation to all those people and you said, hey, I want you to come to an invite-only whiskey tasting. And that's all you do. Now they know you. Now they have your card. You don't talk about business. You just create this truly amazing experience around whiskey. Now, this doesn't work if you don't like whiskey. So, yes, you will need to like whiskey. But don't think that you can't benefit from becoming a whiskey sommelier if you don't work inside the beverage or food industry. That's absolutely not true. Wizard Academy is not in the food industry, and yet we have had an amazing time with the whiskey tastings that we do at the end of every class on the first night. I would encourage you to come. Remember, because you are a Wizard Academy student, you get 50% off of the whiskey school just like you would of any other Wizard Academy class. So instead of $4,000, that's $2,000. So go sign up. We only have, I think, 4 spots left in this upcoming class. I'm going to be looking for you. Now, the next great thing, hang on one second. I must wet the whistle. All right, the next lovely thing is the reunion for 2016 is happening on Saturday, October 1st. As always, we charge a small fee to help us cover wine and beverages, and we would encourage you to come. Our theme this year is going to be the Worthless Bastards. Now, what I mean by that is, if you go look at the website worthlessbastards.org, it's something we created this year to create a space for people to sit around and be completely worthless and unproductive and finally have some rest and relaxation in a life where you're constantly trying to do and accomplish, and things are asked of you and things are demanded of you. What we wanted to do for the reunion this year was create one whole day where all we did was spend time together, eating good food, drinking good beverages, having good conversations, and accomplishing nothing of long-term value but rest and relaxation. So come, sign up, bring a friend. Our requirement this year is that you bring at least 2 bottles of anything you want to drink, and that includes water, sparkling water or sodas. It doesn't matter. If you like to drink it and you want to share it, bring 2 bottles when you come, and that will help us with the entire event. So Saturday, October 1st, 2016 reunion. Now, third, American Small Business Institute. We've talked about this before, but it's the website. I want to bring this up again because I don't want anyone to miss it. If you're watching this video and you are not a member of AmericanSmallBusinessInstitute.org, you need to be. The resources we are loading into this website are astounding. I can't believe how many things we're giving away practically. There are 2 levels. $40 gets you the weekly videos that we do, which are really incredible. We've now got almost 40 videos in there, ranging from 5 minutes to 25, 30 minutes. We're developing an entire series of Dr. Grant. If you've met Dr. Grant in a class, you're going to get to see him do an extended series on Myers-Briggs that's included in all the weekly videos. Now, the monthly level is $100 a month, and for that, you have the backlog of 5 years of hour-long videos that Roy created, giving coaching on ad writing and advice on marketing. And 5 years, a video a month, that's 60 videos, that's 60 hours of training from Roy at $100 a month. And we're adding a new one every month, and now we're doing a combo set where he and I sit in here and I sort of help read some of the dialogue and provide comedic relief whenever I can come up with a reasonable joke. And and then you've got 1,000 hours of extra resources behind that. Now, if you're a part of the $100 a month club at the American Small Business Institute, then you can email me questions for Roy to answer, and he will specifically address your questions on camera during the video. Now, if that's not worth $100 a month, I can't think of many things that would be. So come join us. It's AmericanSmallBusinessInstitute.org. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Today was the first day of school, and dropped off my 8-year-old Jackson into his first day of 3rd grade, and my 5-year-old Cash into his first day of kindergarten. So in the spirit of that, I'm going to read a lovely poem out of the book Garrison Keillor's Good Poems. Now, it's a poem by Howard Nemerov, Nemerov. September, the first day of school. My child and I hold hands on the way to school, and when I leave him at the 1st grade door, he cries a little but is brave. He does let go. My selfish tears remind me how I cried before that door a life ago. I may have a hard time letting go. Each fall the children must endure together what every child also endures alone, learning the alphabet, the integers, 36 bits and pieces of a stuff so arbitrary, so peremptory, that worlds invisible and visible bow down before it as in Joseph's dream. The sheaves bowed down, and then the stars bowed down before the dreaming of a little boy. That dream got him such hatred of his brothers as cost the greater part of life to mend, and yet great kindness came of it in the end. A school is where they grind the grain of thought and grind the children who must mind the thought. It may be these two grindings are but one, as from the alphabet come Shakespeare's plays, as from the integers come Euler's law, as from the whole inseparably the lives. The shrunken lives that have not been set free by law or by poetic fantasy, but may they be, my child has disappeared behind the schoolroom door. And should I live to see his coming forth, a life away, I know my hope, but do not know its form, not hope to know it. May the father he finds among his teachers have care of him, more than his father could. How that will look, I do not know, I do not need to know. Even our tears belong to ritual, but may great kindness come of it in the end. I'll see you soon.